Sony is aggressively pushing into the PC gaming space, not only on the software side of the house, trying to port over nearly half of their game library to PC and mobile phone by 2025, but also on the hardware side of the house by starting a PC gaming peripheral company called Inzone. I wasn't taken aback two paces by this news. I didn't need to grab a can of pomade because my hair was blown back when I read this article or anything like that. Sony has been making audio and video hardware or equipment for literally like 40 years. TVs, headsets, game consoles, smart home appliances, desktops, laptops, phones, pagers, beads, buckets, and barrels. They pretty much create a little bit of everything. The fact that they want to step into the PC gaming space, stand shoulder to shoulder with companies like Corsair, Logitech, and Razer really isn't surprising, especially with the time frame that they are trying to indeed port about half of their exclusive in-house SIE, Sony Interactive Entertainment exclusive games off of the PlayStation 4 and 5 platform and over to PC and mobile phone. But this does show that Team Green, Microsoft, isn't the only one out there slinging meat with $7.5 billion acquisitions of game studios. That was just an appetizer. That was for Bethesda Studios, ID Software, basically the whole ZeniMax Media Group, and then they also shelled out $67.9 billion for the acquisition of Activision Blizzard and all of its IPs. But now Team Blue says we can also do some dramatic moves in the gaming industry as well. We're going to launch 2 monitors and 3 gaming headsets, and why don't you try that on for size? Alrighty, Stallions and Stallionettes, welcome to the Gamer Heaven. I'm your host, AK40 Kevin, living in a little circle in the corner of the screen over here. I have a couple of articles pulled up with some pretty highlights. These will be sorted or siced down there in the... Siced? I did that thing where I tried to splice words together again. It will be sourced or cited down there in the description below, as I do anytime I cover any news in the gaming community or industry. Sony now has this company called Inzone, which is their branch or department of PC gaming peripherals. They're starting with 2 monitors and 3 headsets. Their high-end or flagship monitor is the M9. It is going to be retailing for $900 US. It is a $27 non-curved 4K 144 hertz refresh monitor. Then Sony's going to offer the M3 monitor, which is going to have a higher refresh rate but lower resolution. So it doesn't specify in this article if that higher refresh rate is the same at 144 hertz or if that is indeed higher at maybe 165 or even higher refresh rate. Lower resolution at a price of $530. I'm assuming this is a 1440p monitor, not a 1080p monitor. This is why several times when I cover the gaming news, I will pull up multiple articles even if they are covering the same topic, because a lot of times they have different information in them. For example, CNBC over here, which is not even a gaming news journalistic platform, it's just a legacy news platform. In fact, we can go ahead and just close you down completely. Had no information about the middle tier monitor, as where over here, Polygon drops a little further knowledge for us that the M5 is a 240 hertz refresh rate and 1080p resolution. Awesome refresh rate, less than awesome resolution. In my opinion, and also I would say the consensus of the PC gaming community as a whole, the sweet spot tends to be around 1440p 144 hertz HDR off when it comes to PC gaming. As far as getting the best bang for buck, where the image looks crisp, you're getting a high refresh rate, but you're also not selling a kidney and dipping into your kid's college fund to build a PC and buy a monitor capable of pushing this kind of performance. These monitors are going to make good companions for PlayStation 5 consoles, as where it will have HDR, high dynamic range tone mapping, which automatically tunes the look of HDR color. I generally don't like programs that do this. I like to set my color grading and my HDR settings manually. I seem to get the best results and the most accurate representation of the picture, but it's gonna try and give you the goodness on its own. As for the headsets, you have 3 options. The H9 and H7 are wireless, as where the H3 is going to be wired. And the only main difference I'm seeing here is that the H9, which is their $300 flagship, does have active noise cancellation, where it has microphones that will listen to your room sounds, such as your ceiling fans, or maybe your PC fans, or your dog moaning in the background, or whatever. Hopefully he's not moaning, or else you might need to take him to the vet. The H7, which is the middle tier model, does not have noise cancellation, but it actually does have better battery life at 40 hours as opposed to 32 with the flagship H9. Both the H9 and H7 will have 2 modes of wireless connectivity, a 2.4 gigahertz dongle, and also Bluetooth, which I'm assuming is 5.0. And Polygon did make the note that they're noticeably larger and more robust than Sony's existing Pulse 3D wireless headset. I'm just curious what the journalist at Polygon is basing this statement on, that it's more robust than the Pulse 3D headset, which in my opinion is a very good headset. headset. When you look at the fact that it has 40mm drivers, which are relatively tiny, the fact that it is a $100 headset, sometimes even cheaper, and the fact that when it launched, it had no equalizer mode. You could not tune the EQ whatsoever. It just was a one-size-fits-all. It was a very impressive headset. I said that during my comprehensive review on this channel, and I stand by that a year later. So the fact that these headsets, according to Polygon, are even better, which would make sense because they're in a completely different price point. The Pulse 3D is a $100 headset, which is identical to the H3, but the H7 is $230 and the H9 is $300. You want to get your hands on that M9? Summer is the time for you. You want the M3? Winter is the season for you. Now, as for the headsets, the cans, the slip-ons, the over-the-ear headsets, Sony's going to have three models. You have the H9, that's a $300 flagship headset. You have the H7, which is a $230 headset, and then you have the budget banger, which is the H3. You can pre-order these on the Sony website. However, Sony hasn't provided a release date. I genuinely hate that when companies let you pre-order a software program or a hardware piece of gear. There is literally no definitive release date. You're giving a company money for virtually nothing. Now, it's one thing if it's like the Valve Steam Deck, which I pre-ordered about 4 or 5 months ago, but I only had to put down $5. But if you have to pre-order a $900 monitor and you are literally making the deposit with your credit card for $900 and you have no idea when that's actually going to get delivered to you, that doesn't vibe well with me, and I know it doesn't with a lot of other gamers as well. Back to the corner with you. You know what? Top left. Nope. Top right. I like that. So exciting stuff for Team Blue. I will be getting at least the headsets, all three of the models on the channel for review. As for the monitors, I would like to get my hand on the flagship model, the H9. Perhaps the H7 as well. We'll just have to see how the cookie crumbles and if I dunk it in the right cup of milk or not. Kevin, what the hell does that mean? It means if I'm able to butter the buns of PR teams and marketing directors of companies that would offer a product like this for review to a small channel, which I've had a pretty damn good track record of in the past. Worst case scenario, I can just whip out the old coin purse, the old fanny pack, and buy one of these out of pocket, but I would prefer greatly to not have to, considering I'm already pretty satisfied with my monitor and headset and don't have a need for another one. Now, here's my final thoughts or sentiment that I'm going to leave you guys with about the Sony new line or division. First of all, the naming convention is actually pretty good. In the competitive esports world, being in zone means that you're playing the objective that you're trying to capture, basically. You're in zone. Like it. I have owned multiple Sony headsets in the past. I had the Pulse 3D on the wall that way more, but it's there. Trust me. Scout's honor. And also, I want to say about 8 or 9 years ago, I had a headset that was designed for the PlayStation 3 and could also be used on PC. And that was impressive for, again, the time frame. It was like, 2012-ish. And I also owned a 24-inch Sony 3D television. Some PlayStation 3 games were actually 3D. This was during kind of a gimmicky push where a lot of companies were trying to promote or push 3D home theater. So TVs and monitors that would either give you that depth of field into the screen or actually punch out into your room. And Sony had a TV that was shaped like a PSP. It was actually rounded on the edges. I actually brought that on the ship at the time when we were going out to sea, and I was actually able to fit that bad boy sideways in my rack, which was pretty sick. Sony's not a stranger to making video displays and headsets or headphones. So this is not a new venture for them. It is just a new brand specifically targeted at being for PC gamers. So Corsair, Razer, Logitech, HyperX, Rocat, gonna stand nip to nips with those guys. Drop in the comments section below what of the 3 headset models or what of the 2 monitor models you are interested in, and I will do a comprehensive review right here on the Gamer Heaven YouTube channel. Peace. If you enjoyed the video, liking it helps it to get seen by more gamers. This information will reach and assist them as well, which in turn helps me grow this little channel, which I do greatly appreciate. Subscribe for more content like this. I cover news in the gaming community and industry, tutorials helping you get set up streaming and YouTubing, as well as honest gaming product reviews, keyboards, mice, headsets, controllers, mics, chairs, etc. There are some hefty exclusive discount codes found only in the description of my videos and only for the audience here at Gamer Heaven. Check out Into the AM for some of the sickest looking and most comfortable cloth to ever grace my gaming giblets. If you don't want to be scorching your corneas with harmful blue light, check out Gamer Advantage, the only blue light glasses on the market that look sexy and actually work. If you're looking for a custom controller that'll blow the competition's tits back, AIM definitively has the best bang for buck or price to performance when it comes to Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch controllers. Nope, they don't do Switch, but they do gaming mice. I said doo-doo. I have links to all my other platforms and socials in the description below. If you need a quick laugh or blast of gamer adrenaline, check my short form videos out at TikTok. To get in touch with myself myself and the Stallions and Stallionettes of Gamer Heaven, join the community Discord, and check me out at twitch.tv where I go live every other leap year on a blue moon if it falls into an odd calendar number, and my pH balance is on point. Just kidding. Starting June, I'm going to be live streaming a lot. Thanks for watching. This has been AK40 Kevin hosting Gamer Heaven, and I'll see you tomorrow because I upload daily. All the time. 60% of the time. Sometimes. Most of the time. Peace.